What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with some Destiny 2 news and updates. We are going to see a hotfix alongside the weekly reset, and that has some ability changes as well as exotic adjustments, plus some fixes for rewards, so we'll speak about all of that. On top of this though, Bungie clarify a bunch of things regarding the updates that we're going to see in Season 17, so Bungie touch on extra changes, plus talk about announcements that we'll see closer to the launch of the new season. On top of this though, we get a better look at the new Guardian Games weapon for this season, as well as its unique origin trait and potential perk rolls. So there are a few interesting things to round up in the video, and as always guys, I hope you enjoy this one, and let's get into it. So alongside the weekly reset today, we are going to see hotfix 4011, and the maintenance timeline for this hotfix will be pretty similar to what we normally see. So maintenance starts at 9 AM PDT, which is 1600 UTC, with D2 going offline at 9:45 AM, and that's 15 minutes before the reset time, so there'll be a short downtime window. And then hotfix 4011 will begin rolling out at 10 AM PDT, which is 1700 UTC. And so the update will be with us by weekly reset, and some of the fixes include that the Summoner Auto Rifle from Saint 14's Reputation rewards is missing in Masterwork slot. There will also be fixes for the Lightblade and Birthplace of the Vile Grandmaster Nightfalls not counting towards the completion of the Total Conquest Triumph. Plus in Gambit, the Primeval's shield sometimes doesn't successfully drop after defeating Envoys. So there'll be those, plus potentially a couple of minor fixes. However, there are also adjustments to cooldowns and abilities, and the Axion Bolt's base cooldown has been increased from 91 to 152 seconds, meaning there will be a lot less readily available. On top of this, the Titan Barricade's base cooldown when the Bastion Void aspect is equipped is now 82 seconds, up from 53, and they say that will match the recharge rate of Warlock Rift. Then for Offensive Bulwark, it'll now provide 60% less bonus grenade energy regen in PvP game modes. And finally, Whisper of Chains now provides 15% bonus damage resistance against players when near a stasis crystal, which is down from 25%, but that is a PvP change, so it shouldn't affect PvE. And so of course the Axiom Bolt and Titan Barricade are the two things that will be affected across the board there, but also there will be the adjustment to Renewal Grasps, and while equipped, Renewal Grasps will increase the base cooldown of the Duskveil Grenade from 62 seconds to 152 seconds. On top of this though, the outgoing damage penalty applied to player victims in Renewal Grasp's Duskveil Grenade has been reduced from 50% to 20%, however the damage is unchanged versus PvE targets. So a few adjustments certainly worth taking note of, and as always there are some mixed opinions about ability cooldown changes and whether they affect PvE, PvP or both. So definitely give us your thoughts down in the comment section, and once the patch is live I'll be sure to link the patch notes down in the description box below. Next though, let's speak about the Guardian Games weapon for this year. Of course, a spoiler alert is necessary, and we found out via the database that we'd see a new submachine gun called the Title. However, Jinso has now given us a better look at the weapon. So on the screen right here, there is a rough model for it. We can see that it is an aggressive frame SMG with high damage and high recoil. But this weapon will also come with an event origin trait called Classy Contender, and final blows with this weapon will grant class ability energy. So that's a pretty interesting one there. And Bungie had said that they were looking at adding origin traits for events, so that makes more sense now. Also though, Josh Hunt from DestinySets.com shared what are currently the potential perk rolls for this weapon. So we can see the barrels and magazines right there. They have a lot of the popular options, and for the max we've got ricochet rounds as well as high cal. Then for the random perks, we can see in slot 1, Perpetual Motion, Grave Robber, Steady Hands, Hipfire Grip, Dynamic Sway Reduction, Stats for All, and Threat Detector are available bonuses. Then slot 2 could potentially see Focused Fury, Turnabout, Moving Target, One for All, Vorpal Weapon, Surrounded, and Swashbuckler, and that's on top of that Classy Contender origin trait. So there will definitely be some pretty interesting rolls with the weapon. Of course, Bungie are also making adjustments to zoom on SMGs, and that will affect these aggressive frame SMGs, so the weapon definitely has some potential, and I'd be curious to get your thoughts below. Also, it seems pretty likely we're going to get some kind of Guardian Games reveal in the next few days, so be sure to stay tuned here and I'll keep you posted. Final things to touch on right here though are some bits of clarification regarding some of the items Bungie touched on in the TWAB last week, where we got the massive breakdown of changes that we'll see in Season 17 focusing on weapons. And DMG sort of summarized some of that stuff, so he said you can now build into flinch resistance through stability stats on weapons and resilience stats on armor, and higher stability and higher resilience will equal less flinch. change. On top of that, they've added an airborne effectiveness stat that you can build into through weapons, exotics, and mods. And this airborne effectiveness stat will equal less aim assist when in the air. If you're skilled with your aim, you might not need as much aim assist, but if you'd like to have better aim while taking fire from opponents, you might want to build into stability and resilience. Some players asked about making mods more accessible, especially with some of the build potency in the game at the moment, and DMG said it's a great question. The team is aware of pain points around build crafting, mod acquisition, UI, and more, and they're looking towards the future for potential changes and solutions. So it's something Bungie are going to keep working on. Pigeon on Twitter also asked DMG, Mulligan seems like a wasted perk on primaries as we have infinite ammo. What brought the change? And he also asks, double perks on strike weapons are amazing, but their utility is blocked by locked loadouts. Could this see a change? And DMG responded, Mulligan reloads your weapon as you shoot, kind of like triple tap. No reload required. Even with infinite ammo, getting those few extra bullets after missing shots can make or break a kill. He also said regarding locked loadouts that currently there are no plans for change, but they will look to pass up feedback to the team. On the subject of the full auto setting Bungie spoke about a while back, DMG said they don't have specifics just yet. However, it will likely be a Season 18 or later change, as we want to ensure appropriate time across sandbox UI, UX, and more to get it figured out. This is the earliest we could potentially see the full auto option will be Season 18. Then regarding some of the changes, DMG said they don't want shotgun changes to ultimately shift usage directions to fusion rifles, creating a new problem child. So each archetype is getting tuned down a bit, or rebalanced in the case of fusion rifles to push more focus to primary weaponry. And it kind of speaks to that push-pull of the go fast, go slower, slight back and forth that we see around some of the items in the game. Also, players asked what's the idea of almost tripling some cooldowns in PvE because of PvP? And DMG said in some cases, cooldowns cannot be separated between PvE and PvP, and while the team is doing more work to avoid hitting PvE with PvP tuning, it's not always possible. Also, players asked, with the palindrome going away next season, are there any plans to have it drop from the Nightfall again this season? And DMG said there will be another chance on a future week. So apparently Palindrome is going to come back. They also finished by saying that closer to the launch of Season 17, they'll speak a bit more about changes coming to the Iron Banner, where we are going to see a somewhat significant rework to the systems for the mode. And DMG also said that Loreley will be addressed next season, so we can expect more changes to the Titan Exotic helmet as well. But for today guys, that does it for a bit of clarification around the TWAB. The patch that we're getting this week and some minor teases for Guardian Games, which no doubt we'll get more info on very soon. So as always, I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, a rating down below really does help us out on the channel. Plus, if you're new around here, be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. As always, all of the support you guys have shown is absolutely awesome and I really appreciate you all. Let us know any stuff you're looking forward to moving towards Season 17 down in the comments section. But otherwise for today, as always, thanks for tuning in and I hope you guys have an awesome day.